everyone, it's Fjordström. This week Kensington reached out to me and sent me their newest product called the StudioDock for me to review. We'll be looking at the build quality, the features and the price. So it comes in this box over here, which was actually larger than I expected. But anyway, this here is for the 11-inch iPad Pro from 2018 and later, and also for the iPad Air, since the iPad Air also has now USB-C since last year. Now, of course, it also comes for the larger iPad, the 12.9-inch iPad. Now, I unboxed already this device a few days ago because I really wanted to try it out before I made the review, and so I'll just immediately show you the products which you've already seen in the intro. Let's have a look at the StudioDock. The build quality of this thing is really excellent, and I'm not exaggerating. If you grab this, it has a substantial weight to this device to make sure that your iPad won't just tip over. This here is all metal, except of course the back. The back here has a plastic part, but most of it is metal, and it just really feels very sturdy. Now, let's just have a look first at the features of this thing. So over here, before I put the iPad in, I will just show you the outside. This here is where the iPad attaches to. I'll be doing it in a second. It's magnetic, and there's a USB-C port over here. At the bottom we have a wireless charger, which will fit your phone and your AirPods, and there are lights here that will turn on once you actually put something in here. Now, this isn't just a stand and wireless charger, this is a dock as well. That's why there's this USB-C charger here, because it connects to 3 sides. Let's first have a look at the first side over here. You have the power on button. You have a USB-C power out port. This here is not using the power of your iPad, but is actually using the power of the device itself. So in other words, even if there's no iPad here, you could charge something with this port. Now at the back, you'll see that there are just really many ports over here. You have, first of all, your Ethernet port. You have 3 USB-A ports. You have an HDMI port. And on this side, on the right side, you still have an SD card slot reader, and over here you still have your headphone jack. So even if this device is connected to a HDMI powered screen without any speakers, you could plug in your earphones here, and then you could listen to what you're doing through that port over here. Of course, this is Kensington, so there are 2 Kensington lock ports over here. So if you have a Kensington lock, you could really secure this device to your table. Now, this thing over here, you can see, or you might have seen already, it rotates. So you could actually tilt it like this if you like, or you can tilt it more forward, or like this, let's say if you're standing, or you can just tilt it to the way you like in front of you. In the box itself, there's a power adapter. It's a rather large but very powerful power adapter. It has an output of 135 watts. Now the plug over here, this is my EU plug. It also comes with an US, Chinese, Japanese and UK power adapters. So just if you are in the UK, you can just take this off and plug in the right plug over here. They're all included, so you have a whole box just full of the different types of plugs. So at the back here we have our DC power adapter, 20 volts over here. You can just plug it in here. I can just grab it off magnetically off my Magic Keyboard, and now I'll just place it there on my magnetic part here, like this, and slide it in. So this part over here, I mean, it doesn't magnetically attach, but you do have to slide it in here to secure it. And there are lips on this side. So here at the bottom, the left up to here, and on top there are some lips to secure it here on the device. The good thing here is that it's also easy to take off if ever you need to. Just slide it off to the left and grab it. So let me just try it now. Slide it off to the left, and there it is. And you can go back to your work, put in your Magic Keyboard and leave, come home, attach it again, like this, slide it in, and there we go. Now at the same time here you can see now that my iPad is charging and that it recognized the dock that is connected to my iPad, which means I can just plug in a hard drive at the back and it will work. So here are 2 hard drives. Let me just connect this one over here and the second one over here. But these are SSDs, so not HDD but SSD. Okay, so it's definitely working now. If I go to the Files app, then I can see here that it is working, RAV power, and my second SSD, my Evo that is in here, works. So I'm now connected and I can just start working. Next, I have my charger. So once I get home, I can put my iPad over here. I can just lay my phone over here and it will start charging. Now, if my phone doesn't align to the coil of my charger over here, then the red light will start blinking, telling me, hey, I'm not charging your phone, watch out. So I have to just reposition it, and now, or just take it off, put it back in here, and now I did line it up correctly, and it is blue, and it is charging my phone now. Now I still have a second one over here, my second charger, which is ideal to put my AirPods on. So just put my AirPods over here. Now, there we go, it's charging, the red light is on right now, and the blue one over here is on here. So now they're both charging. Now if you go up over here, you have this part here where there's a USB-C port for your iPad. Well, also as well here on the right side, you could plug in something, an attachment, an extra accessory for your iPad. And if you plug it over here, you could just attach your Apple Watch and it will start charging your Apple Watch as well. So if you have the accessory, you can charge 3 things at the same time. And actually, not just 3 things, I mean 4 including your iPad, but even more. On the left side, as I already mentioned, there's a USB-C. So this means that if you take something else like this iPad Air 2 from a few years ago, and if you would plug it in through USB-C, there we go, it's now charging my iPad. So currently I'm charging, if I put these back over here, I'm now currently charging 1, 2, 3, 4 devices at one time. And I can already imagine if I would plug in some more at the back, I can charge even more. Of course, you don't want to overcharge, but still, that is the reason why there's a very powerful power adapter included with this device. What is also useful is you're just using one plug. You only need to plug in one thing, and then you just connect everything here to your base station or your docking station, or as they call it, their StudioDock, of course. Now, if you would turn off this device, so just turn it off on the side, there you go. Now it's just stopped charging, and I can still continue using my iPad, of course, if I want. So let's say if I don't need all these things, by the way, if I go now to my Files app, my hard drives are gone as well. So that's good to know, because normally if you'd connect one SSD to your iPad, it will work. This case, the whole thing really turns off, so you won't be able to use your hard disks, in other words. Now, let's again go back to the situation. You're coming home from work and you just want to work now on your iPad. A huge deal about this is that it's at eye level. Now, a second thing, of course, you need is a keyboard, and honestly, you do need a mouse. Personally, I use the Logitech K380. I bought this and I'm really happy with this. It also has a kind of weight, so it really sits nicely on your desk. It types very nicely, very quietly as well. And of course, besides a keyboard, you also need a mouse. Personally, I use the Magic Mouse. This now is my desk setup. We can go a step further. If you remember, there's an HDMI port at the back of this thing. So we can connect a screen to my iPad and work with 2 monitors, or with my iPad plus 1 monitor at the same time. Let's do it. And there we go, we have the iPad connected to the screen. Now currently, of course, it's mirroring just the same thing, but I'm hoping that this year, 2021, will be the year that they add more advanced external monitor support or extended monitor support. That would really be cool. But it's not really a problem, it is much larger than my iPad itself, and of course you won't just be doing this for mirroring. You'll probably be using apps that actually take advantage of this. So let me just go, for example, to LumaFusion, which is the app I use for editing my videos. So I have this over here. Now, of course, you all know how an external monitor works, but this is just a way of showing you my workflow right now. Just switch my view over here as well. There we go. And so this here is my editing studio right now. And that's true though. I mean, I really work like this now. Before I used to use it, of course, on my Magic Keyboard, but since I have this, it's actually really much easier. So I have over here my timeline on the right side, which you can just use by scrolling like this. Okay, here I have my library here on the right, where I can just choose my videos and I can just drag them to my timeline. And on the left side I have a large screen where I can see what I'm doing. This here is really fun and useful to use. At the same time, as I keep on mentioning, I'm charging stuff. Now again, that I really find really important, because my desk is just so clean, and I have 2 cables hanging off my desk, which is the power adapter of this and the power adapter of my monitor, and everything is in here. So this here is how I work. Actually, it's not really true. I'd still plug in my headphones, because This monitor doesn't have any speakers, and I don't have external speakers either. So I plug in my headphones here on the right side. Now, of course, LumaFusion isn't the only app that supports external monitors. You also have apps like Shift Screen. I already mentioned this before in my in one of my previous videos. Alright, so right now I have my YouTube on the left, my browser, which is actually Shift Screen, and on the right side I have my my Finder. I could also, let's say, open Apple Music here on the right, play some music here while I'm actually surfing the web on the left side. Now, we've already talked about the build quality. We've also talked already about all the features of this device. There's just one more thing to discuss, and that is the price. Now, if you go to Kensington's website, you will find the StudioDock priced at $379 for the 11-inch iPad, and 12.9-inch will cost us $399. Now, there's no way of denying that this is a substantial price. The question is, will you be willing to pay that price for this product? Now, before you say yes or no, by the way, you can definitely leave your opinion in the comment section below. You have to look at the whole package. First of all, you have the build quality. I mean, it is really a very, very well built product. And although Kensington sent me this, I'm really being honest right now. The build quality of this thing is awesome, as well as the features. I cannot find any flaw in this product, honestly. And you might have to think about the following if you'd buy everything separately. So you buy a wireless charging pad of that quality, again. You buy a dock that has all the I/O and again that build quality. And you have an iPad stand that is magnetic, that can rotate, and that again is of that quality. You will be quite close to that price, or rather close to that price. The big advantage of this thing is the all-in-one thing. I mean, you only have one plug, as I mentioned already. You only have one power line, and that's it. By the way, keep as well in mind that the Magic Keyboard is kind of the same price. There's definitely a group of people that will buy this, probably the same people that will buy a Magic Keyboard when bringing this on the go, on holiday or on business trip. So, what do you think of the StudioDock by Kensington? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.